As an introduction to me, my background is that I suppose I'm a cultural or creative industries entrepreneur. My main role, I'm based in London and in the southeast of England in the UK. My main role is as chief executive of a digital media production company called Magic Lantern. We create web sites and we create interactive media and games and things for people's mobile phones. My background is initially academically as a lawyer, and then I worked in theatre for 10 years. So I am an arts, creative, cultural person to the core, to my heart. But I have a company which turns over a fair few millions of euros and has a large number of staff who have to be paid, but which has as one of its objectives that we would like to improve the world a little bit, as well as being commercial. So I have three categories of roles in my life. This role running a small but very fast-growing commercial creative company at the leading edge of new technology. A second role, in fact, the biography in your pack, if you have it, is slightly out of date for me. A second role, which is that I am a member of the non-executive board of the regulator for television and telecoms in the UK, an organisation called Ofcom, which has a responsibility to make the most of the media and creative landscapes, both for us as citizens and for us as consumers. And I think it's an important idea that we keep balanced in this conversation about the cultural economy, that in the end, the benefits to us as individuals and to our societies are potentially both as citizens and consumers. And I would argue strongly that they aren't necessarily in opposition. In fact, I'd argue they're quite rarely in opposition. And my third role is as a commentator and a theorist in this area. I have a national newspaper column in the UK, and I'm also a visiting professor at the University of Oxford, trying to think forwards into where the future of cultural and creative industries policy, regulation will go. They're all related to the fact that I run a company in my day job, but a company that is looking at the future all the time, and so is very interested in the way that policy and strategy moves forwards. So those are the perspectives I'm going to bring. I don't propose to speak a great deal in a structured way, but I reserve the right to contribute. And in doing that, my opening comments to this cultural forum are that A, I'm delighted to be here, and B, that I found myself nodding along in agreement with a very great deal of what Princess Laurentian was saying in the earlier plenary session concerning the nature of what I would call cultural conversations, the way in which ideas and experiences are spread and move around increasingly the globe. And for me, the heart of the cultural economy is understanding the way that ideas and experiences which add value, the way those ideas and experiences are spread and created and propagated, the way that they change. So I will probably keep coming back to this notion of the actual citizen, the actual consumer. I don't think we should, if we can avoid it, drop into sterile debates about the difference between art and commerce. I don't think we should drop into sterile debates about policy instruments specifically. But I do think we should be grounded in an understanding that we have a unique opportunity here to take forward genuinely a dialogue, genuinely a conversation. With that in mind, we have in front of us here, Andre and I, 4 broad themes, which I know have been circulated to a number of people in advance, and we have speakers to contribute, to make interventions around those themes. We have a broad theme, number 1, around the creative industries as a source of growth. We heard this morning in the plenary session that the creative industries are 2.7% of GDP across the EU. In the UK, that figure is 3 times that size as a proportion, and creative industries are a very hot policy area in the UK in their own right. So we have theme 1, which is the creative industries, its potential for employment, their potential for employment and innovation. Theme 2, which is closely related, is a theme to do with entrepreneurship in the cultural and creative sector. It doesn't just mean commercial, it means social entrepreneurship, the creation of civic value, of social value, but it could also mean commercial value. We have a theme about financing creativity. I feel reasonably strongly that there are a number of models which the creative and cultural industries use to bring finance and resources to themselves, many of them going back centuries: the model of patronage, the model of state involvement, the model of public involvement through major public institutions, galleries, but also public service broadcasters. I'm rather intrigued that the delegates list seems not to include many people from broadcasters around Europe, certainly from public service broadcasters. I'll be asking why. And our fourth theme is education and skills and if you like, literacy. The literacy, or the media literacy, the cultural literacy of Europe, and how these things are interrelated. What I'd like us to help Andre do, because I'm sure he's going to have a very major job, is I'd like to try and help us focus the dialogue over the next 2 or 3 sessions towards some specific suggestions we can put to the politicians and the Commission concerning how we think the 2009 planned year of creativity and innovation might take forward some of what we're discussing today. I'm very anxious we don't get to the end of tomorrow and have a long list of theoretical, hypothetical, philosophical debate, much as I'm going to enjoy that with everybody. But I want us to be able to feed some specific actions, if we possibly can, into that debate. Because it's an amazing opportunity to bring the cultural and creative industries agenda into a much more central and mature place in the debate and the policy discussion, in my opinion. So I'm going to be asking Andre to try and focus us towards specific ideas rooted in the philosophies, rooted in the thinking, but specific ideas that maybe somebody somewhere could say yes or no to. Somebody could say, okay, as of next week or next month, we're going to change some things because of this. So that's where I come to this from. I'm a creative industries entrepreneur. I think very hard about cultural issues. I once directed plays by Shakespeare.